There's an audio out there that's yours. You said that the vice president wholeheartedly endorsed the introduction of the e-levy. And it's making rounds.
No, that's false. I am disappointed you have said
No,
this.
I'm giving opportunity to clear this.
No, it's not opportunity. You're a journalist. You see, when journalists put out falsehoods that the vice president wholeheartedly did what? Embraced e-levy. I've never said those words. Yes, but don't repeat it. You're a journalist. Check the facts. If you check the facts...
There's an audio out there.
No, I'm coming. The audio out there doesn't say I said that. The audio out there says that I said the vice president was instrumental in cabinet and EMT meetings in upholding his principled position on e-levy. What is his principled position? He has said always and over again that if you tax electronic payments, you affect growth of the e-payment platforms and you burden the poor. Is that not his principled position? Is that not what he has said publicly? So if I say that the vice president was instrumental in cabinet and EMT meetings in upholding his principled position, and that after that, the central government then introduced 100 cedi threshold to protect the poor, which is about 40%. Why would any sane person interpret that to mean that I said the vice president wholeheartedly embraced e-levy? Have you heard me utter those words? Why would any sane person then go on to say that I said the vice president participated in the drafting of e-levy? Listen to the words I have spoken, that the vice president was instrumental in EMT and cabinet meetings in upholding his principled position. Any intelligent journalist should ask himself, so what is his principled position? And the video and audios are out of his principled position.
Why wasn't that position made known when e-levy was being introduced? Many have equally asked.
He made it known. He said it. The video is there. Look,
that was before the introduction. I've seen the interview. That was before the introduction.
Yes, so he made it known openly that this is my position. I have told you that he upheld this principled position. And afterwards, the central government decided to introduce 100 cedi threshold. Where is the gap?
As a solution for his demand that the poor be not overburdened relative to the introduction, right?
So where is the gap? Why would anybody say, like you rightly said, that I said the vice president wholeheartedly embraced e-levy? I have never said that. And that is why we encourage our colleague journalists, stick to the facts. Repeat the facts the person used. Don't spin the story and change what the person said. If I say the vice president was instrumental in cabinet and EMT meetings in upholding his principled position, any intelligent journalist should first ask, what is his principle?
There's an audio out there that's yours. You said that the vice president wholeheartedly endorsed the introduction of the e-levy. And it's making rounds.
No, that's false. I am disappointed you have said this.
I'm giving opportunity to clear this.
No, it's not opportunity. You're a journalist. You see, when journalists put out falsehoods that the vice president wholeheartedly did what? Embraced e-levy. I've never said those words. Yes, but don't repeat it. You're a journalist. Check the facts. If you check the facts...
There's an audio out there.
No, I'm coming. The audio out there doesn't say I said that. The audio out there says that I said the vice president was instrumental in cabinet and EMT meetings in upholding his principled position on e-levy. What is his principled position? He has said always and over again that if you tax electronic payments, you affect growth of the e-payment platforms and you burden the poor. Is that not his principled position? Is that not what he has said publicly? So if I say that the vice president was instrumental in cabinet and EMT meetings in upholding his principled position, and that after that, the central government then introduced 100 cedi threshold to protect the poor, which is about 40%. Why would any sane person interpret that to mean that I said the vice president wholeheartedly embraced e-levy? Have you heard me utter those words? Why would any sane person then go on to say that I said the vice president participated in the drafting of e-levy? Listen to the words I have spoken, that the vice president was instrumental in EMT and cabinet meetings in upholding his principled position. Any intelligent journalist should ask himself, so what is his principled position? And the video and audios are out of his principled position.
Why wasn't that position made known when e-levy was being introduced? Many have equally asked.
He made it known. He said it. The video is there. Look,
that was before the introduction. I've seen the interview. That was before the introduction.
Yes, so he made it known openly that this is my position. I have told you that he upheld this principled position. And afterwards, the central government decided to introduce a 100 cedi threshold. Where is the gap?
As a solution for his demand that the poor be not overburdened relative to the introduction, right?
So where is the gap? Why would anybody say, like you rightly said, that I said the vice president wholeheartedly embraced it? I have never said that. And that is why we encourage our colleague journalists, stick to the facts, repeat the facts the person used. Don't spin the story and change what the person said. If I say the vice president was instrumental in cabinet and EMT meetings in upholding his principled position, any intelligent journalist should
come to this edition of the program. It's always a pleasure to come to you on Good Evening Ghana to share with you what we got. Nice, beautiful. Happy to be here all the time and happy to be working with you all the time. Tonight we have a lot, but we do have an interview with Stephen Atubiga, and you know Stephen Atubiga is falling out with the NDC renegade as they like to call him, and he's on our show. He's the only NDC person who likes to come on our show when we invite him, because when we invite them, they don't come. And they've been telling people that Good Evening Ghana doesn't invite them. No, we do. We're happy to have them all the time. So if you know them, tell them that this is a platform they come. But if they come and I'm interviewing them, I'll challenge them to the facts. So there's no problem about that. Maybe they're not happy with that situation, the state of affairs, where if they come, I'll point it out to them. I'm not going to allow them to say something. And every politician who comes here, I'm not going to allow you to say anything. That's what we've been doing on this program for 20 years. Politicians don't come here and just say anything and get away with it. What we try to do is to arm ourselves with the information, with the analysis, and with the circumstance to be able to query those things. So that's why maybe some politicians don't want to come. I don't know. But the platform is available. It's not my platform. It's for you and I. Everybody owns Good Evening Ghana, and that's why it's been here for that long. So we're happy to have them. But do they want to come? I don't know. Ask them. Stephen Atubiga is here, though, today. Tonight also, we'll be taking Fifi Kwete on again, unfortunately, because he said something that we have to take him on. He said that President Dr. Bawumia needs to apologize to Ghanaians. And we're going to be asking him, when he ran the Ministry of Agriculture for 4 years to negative, has he apologized to Ghanaians? He inherited the Ministry of Agriculture for 4 years. Fifi Kwete was a Greek minister in this country. Has he apologized to Ghanaians for the things that happened in those 4 years? What are the things that happened in those 4 years? Data doesn't lie. We'll show you the data and ask him, has he apologized before he's asking Dr. Bawumia to apologize for giving him Ghana card? Hey, where's my Ghana card? I need it today. I'm going to get it. Dr. Bawumia has put Ghana card in Fifi Kwete's wallet. And he says Dr. Bawumia should apologize for that. Should apologize for giving him Ghana card, giving Ghanaians an identity. Ghana card started from Kufuor's era. They didn't finish. Mills, Mahama, they had the opportunity. Fifi Kwete sat in cabinet. When he was in cabinet for 4 years, did they discuss Ghana card? Why couldn't they do it to give Ghanaians an identity so that they can go to the bank and the bank doesn't need so much information because everything is on the Ghana card and give them loans? On Monday, Vice President will be launching something with taxi drivers on the back of the Ghana card. Fifi Kwete says Vice President should be apologizing to Ghanaians for something. I don't know what. He won't apologize for running down the agri sector. We're going to deal with that later on the show. And Johnson Asiedu Katia, my good friend, also says that he said it a while ago. It's become relevant now, so they are publishing it. And they said that illiteracy, is that what he meant? He said illiteracy is better than free SHS. He said it's better for people to be illiterate than to be educated under free SHS. Did he really say that? I don't know. I'll put on a touch screen and then you can assess it yourself. 22 minutes past the top of the hour at 9 o'clock. There's something important I have to do before we start the roll-up for today's show. There's also something else about our parliamentary analysis, which I'll be getting to tonight as well. Mr. Henry Doche Dokenu and his mom, Vivian Dede, have an issue that they have sent to me. I never met either of them, but I've seen Vivian Dede's photograph. She's over 80 years old. I'd like you to see this video. It was sent to me with the audio. He recorded a video. I don't know him. He recorded a video. He found my number, and then he sent it to me. And I think it's something that the Ministry of Roads should look at, especially now that we have a new roads minister. This is what Henry Doche Dokonu sent to me personally on my phone. This is the video. Have a look.
You're carrying up. You're carrying up. Now you're carrying up. And if you video never happen. If you video never happen. Men are what you need. ECGB by action. the ECGB back question. I remember now I'm move 33 years. High tension. No, nah. I'm move. This is what is happening. This is the construction that is going on. I'm move right down before the high tension, and I can tell me no more she go on ni. I'm move high tension there. Keba, Shia, I'm move Keba, Shia me. There be a hilly, you will manhole your now me kumo. Be an army, Tana me Keba. That's Peggy no na. Come on, me fair be. And no more. It is so dangerous what they are doing. Try to construct the road in between the high tension. In case John Teja me, cause me no ya down way. Call Boni track said drive or in between eh. No way ke track ya shiku. Disaster ni balu me. But nobody is talking about it. This is the place that they demolish. I tell me iba shop here. And any shop your the other side, any town say your. That is where you're saying. You did an mental move high tension. And already waterworks being I'm a pipe agbo, ni carry on all the way. No you be a yes boy. And you want to come and put the high tension on top of where the tank is. Doesn't make sense. Oba move high tension there. No okeba water tank here must say BNA. Water tank here deep, but you can't put it close to that. How can you construct this in somebody's house? Well, in car market, they are not moving anything. Until compensation is paid, nobody's moving anything. And even if they move it, they can't put it here. They can't do that. Then they should forget about the 6 lane and reduce it to the 5 lane. Eh? Why? These are some of the things that will happen, and then the president's name will be mentioned badly. But nobody is seeing what is happening, that there's a looming danger that is coming. That is coming before Ghana. One time, 2 years ago, high tension echo make check. I get track where you hit like Kaswa. Neko make in the night around 9. No more. One noob. A loud noise. And then the whole place was blue.
So that's the voice of Henry Doche, who is concerned about the road construction occurring in his area. And the road construction is they've broken the house, they've broken the road, and they are building it, and they just put the dust is coming into their home. He has another video where you can really see the dust, the graphic video, and this is for the Ministry of Town and Country Planning, Urban Roads, and the Ministry of Roads. Please, we can't do that to citizens of Ghana. This is another video where it's a non-professional video, but you still get the information. It's not ready. Okay, there's another video. Okay, well, so Henry Doche Dokenu, his mom is Viviane Dede. They put Madam Viviane Dede's photograph there. She's over 80. She allowed us to have. This is the mom. This is Henry Doche Dokenu's mom, who lives in this house, which the government is building a road by, and they have cleared the house, cleared the road, and every day she sits there, dust is coming into her house. It's coming upon her face. It's coming upon her bed. 80-something-year-old Ghanaian woman. We can't do this. So please, Urban Roads. This is in, they should give me the area. In Sawam, from Barrier to Sawam, the Amasaman area. Is that correct? Yes, the Amasaman area. Please, Urban Roads, have a look at this. Ministry of Roads, have a look at that. This old lady, nice-looking old lady, Viviane Dede, that's her name. She lives in a place where the dust is always coming. Do we have the video yet? We're still looking at that video. Okay, now we have Viviane Dede. Let's play the video that we showed you again. You hear Henry's voice. He starts by speaking in Ga, and then he gets into English. This is what he said. This is a human interest story that we think we have to deal with before we get into the politics of Good Evening Ghana tonight. So have a look at the video again.
You more carrying up, you more carrying up. Now you more carrying up. And if you video never happen.
Small panty.
If you video never happen. Men are warning. ECGB back question. Yes, the ECGB back question. I remember number move 33. High tension. No, nah. Number move. This is what is happening. This is the construction that is going on. Amba move right down before the high tension. And I can tell you, no more she pon ni. Amba move high tension there. Keba, shia. Amba move keba shia mi. Yebi e heli yo wo manhole yo. Na me kumo. Bien na me kana me keba. That's peg no na. And it is so dangerous what they are doing. Try to construct the road in between the high tension. In case John Tegeme, Koshegeme no ya down way. Boni track set driver in between eh. No ke track ya shiku. Disaster ni ba lume. But nobody is talking about it. This is the place that they demolish. And any shop your the other side, any town say your. That is where you're saying. You then I'm move high tension. And already waterworks is being who I'm a pipe agbo, ni carry on no. All the way, no you be a yes boy. And you want to come and put the high tension on top of where the tank is. Doesn't make sense. Oba move high tension there. No okebama water tanker must say BNA. Water tanker is deep, but you can't put it close to that. How can you construct this in somebody's house? Well, in Kamakeshin, they are not moving anything. Until compensation is paid, nobody's moving anything. And even if they move it, they can't put it here. They can't do that. Then they should forget about the 6 lane and reduce it to the 5 lane. Eh? Why? These are some of the things that will happen, and then the president's name will be mentioned badly. But nobody is seeing what is happening, that there's a looming danger that is coming. That is coming before Ghana. One time, 2 years ago, high tension echo make check.
In this video, he's complaining about the high tension. He's complaining about the high tension cable in their house. In the video that you've just seen, I've just been advised that way. So it's correct. It's high tension he's complaining. So he's complaining about 2 things: the dust in his house and the relocation of the high tension to create a health hazard for them. And they have to look at it. Now we do have the video where he's complaining about the dust. It's an unprofessional. It was taken unprofessionally. So can we see that video? Are we ready? Okay, let's see it.
Hello, Paul. My name is Henry, and I live I live at Amasaman with my mom, who is 86 years old. I'm doing this video for you. Last year, the road construction. Okay, they came to demolish the house, my father's house, where my mother lived. My mother is 86, and this is the place, as you can see. They came to demolish. We had a structure here. They came to demolish the entire place. I can bet you just come and see the dust that is looming us in here. They said urban roads. Initially they said highways. Now they said urban roads. Up to now, you see what they are doing? They are constructing the road in between the high tension, the 33, and nobody is thinking about when you are descending down to John Tay, the trucks that drive around the tracks, the high tension. Nobody is thinking it. We were here 2 years ago, and then there was a truck went to hit one in Kaswa. And then we were here, and then we had a bank, and the whole place became blue. One of them was off. Today, Tuesday, They are here. ECG is here, said they are going to move the high tension you see right down at the back of where my mother sleeps. How can they be cruel? How can you see? These are the things that when happens, then Nana Addo will be blamed. But I'm not blaming Nana Addo. They needed to pay compensation before anything, but they haven't done that. Look at the place. Look at what they come to mark. And I told them, I said nobody is moving anything until they pay the compensation for me to get a place for the old lady to stay. Nothing will move. This is the place. This is the place. I mean, how? People will be insulting Nana Addo, but it's not Nana Addo. The contractors, they should think twice. They should think twice. Why didn't they move the road to the other side and leave the high tension? The high tension that serves the eastern region and other places, you are going to put off the people and move the high tension. What is that? So Paul, I'm sending this to you. Other than that, I'll take the department to court. My lawyers have followed the compensation for a while now, almost a year. They haven't paid anything. And today you are here, you say you are coming to move the high tension right down to the house. Where should the old lady go and stay?
Yeah, that's Henry Doche Dokenu with his old mother, Vivian Dede, who are making this complaint. It's a very valid, reasonable complaint. Urban Roads, please have a look at it and let's see how it works. If they don't look at it, we'll continue to remind them and we'll get Henry into the studio to talk about it. Henry, thank you very much for sending this to us, and for viewers who are hard-pressed for something to be done in your community, in your locality, in your school, or in a hospital near you, you can just send us a video of it and we will use this platform to amplify so that we can look at it. We talk about electing our mayors, and they said they will not understand it. We shouldn't elect our mayors on partisan lines. There was a mayor in Amasaman and his NDC. He'll be willing to get this because it's an election year. There's a mayor in Amasaman and his MPP. He'll work on this immediately. But this way, you have to go to the central government. Akufo-Addo is in Jubilee. Sometimes he's traveled. He has to come and check out the road in Amasaman. He can't. That's why a modern governance system elects mayors on partisan lines so that every community have their mayor and they have where to place the responsibility, which political party to place the responsibility with. That's how it works. But some people said, no, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so Henry, we are really sorry about that. It's an unfortunate situation. It's not fair to you and your mom, and we hope that something will be done about it. Right now, it's 26 minutes to the top of the hour at 9 o'clock. Let's go to the touch screen and welcome some of the ministers who have been appointed. Thereafter, we'll get our documentary in, and then thereafter we will get a few things. Somebody has sent me a text that is very concerning to me that I have to look at. Very, very concerning text. It's about OSP. The other day, my cousin called me and said, no, OSP, no, I out there. I said he shouldn't worry. He shouldn't worry. He has not done anything to me. It's just that we are trying to fix the governance system. So this person sends a text. Says, Paul, the other day when you came to the airport, I saw you. I wanted to approach you with this matter, but I didn't know how to do it. There is a lady, you know her very well, a female journalist. Hey, female journalist, you know her very well. The problem. Female journalist, you know her very well. We don't like what is happening here at the airport. She uses the VIP, but the VIP is not airport, so the VIP is for foreign affairs, by the way. She uses the VIP because Kisi Ajabin brings her to the VIP, and she uses the VIP even when she's traveling without Kisi. Female journalist. She's a former employee of a very big station, and also a former employee of another TV former employee of a very big TV station, and a former employee of another TV station. You know her very well. She uses the VIP at the airport because Kisi Ajabin says you should use it. Hey, madam female journalist, your friend is Kisi Ajabin, who gets you trouble. Oh. Why are you using the VIP at the airport? The VIP at the airport is for people who are VIP, who have a pass. Or is he a member of the OSP team? Or I don't know. I don't understand it. Okay, tonight we might have something to say about Kisi Ajabin. When we get there, we'll look at this text again. Because he says that he sees teacher's salary. The teachers shouldn't have their salary. And Angel Kabonu is after him. I heard that story. People were sending it to me. I said, I don't have Kisi Ajabin on the agenda today, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, my responsibility here is just to say congratulations to some of the ministers. I've heard everything that's going on in the cabinet reshuffle. Some say it's early. Some say it's later and that is not important and we shouldn't do it. Human beings cannot be pleased. The whole Ghana, including 98 MP, said, Akufo-Addo, remove Ken Ofori-Atta, remove Ken Ofori-Atta. Akufo-Addo said, Ken Ofori-Atta is doing IMF. Let us finish. Once we finish, we'll see what we can do about that. Blah, 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 blah. We have not quite finished IMF. We're in the middle. We're across the second tranche anyway. So we're on the highway. Akufo-Addo says, Ofori-Atta, thank you very much. Handshake. Step out and advise me on something else. And then they said, no, it's too late. We are not interested. You kept that thing too long. It's too late. So what's the point? Moses controlled the Exodus. 90% of it. It was just about getting into the promised land. The Exodus had begun from Israel. And did I say Israel? From Egypt, Mizraim. Historical Egypt, that may not be present day Egypt. Historical Egypt appears to be in an area like Sudan, something like that. But they started from Mizraim, the historical Egypt. Walked all the way. Moses was feeding them day and night. Moses spent 40 days to go for them. Moses was with them throughout. In the end, God decided that for some reason, it should be Joshua that should go through. Joshua did only 5% of it, or maybe 10% of it. But that's what happened. So we say we don't like, what's his name? We don't like Ken Ofori-Atta. We don't like Ken Ofori-Atta. I think Ken Ofori-Atta is great, but that's my own personal view. Other people can think what they want to think. But yes, we were thinking that we're in a democracy, so we all have a voice. It's important. In a democracy, the voices and opinions are shared, they are argued, they are debated, they are ventilated, and then we take a decision. That's why democracy is the winning form of government across the world for the longest history of the world. So it's a democracy. Everybody can have something to say. Okay. So 98 MPs held press conferences. Everybody said, Ofori-Atta must go. Now, Akufo-Addo says, okay, I heard you. I told you that. I want to work with Ofori-Atta over the IMF situation. And after that, I will shake hands with him and then he can go. Now, Ofori-Atta is gone and Mohamed Amin has come. They said, no, they don't want. So when they say it's too late, do they mean that the reshuffle should be reversed? I don't know why the journalists didn't ask them that question. Those who say that it is too little, too late. It is okay. So should the reshuffle be reversed? Is that what we want? They should have said, oh, no, Mr. President, at this stage, just leave Ofori-Atta there. It's fine. We're happy with it. But I don't like him. He has been taken, but no, it's too late to take him. You should have taken him when I said I don't like him. Okay, now that he's been taken out, should it be reversed? What should we do? Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to congratulate Mohamed Amin Adam. Those of us who know him from way back, we call him Amin Anta. He was a fighter for the situation. I've not called for the clapping yet. I'll call for it. And give me studio sound so I can relate to it when the clapping comes. So I have Amin Anta here. When was Amin on the show? Recently, Amin was here and he spoke on the show. He spoke excellently. Amin, from the days of Kivas, from the days we used to run Youth Focus, and all the way you have come to become Minister of Finance. History beckons. We all expect, everyone expects you to help Mahamudu Bawumia to cross over the line, to obtain more than 50% plus one of the votes in December, to be elected as President of Ghana. You know that Mahmoud has been your man for a very long time. I once visited Amin in his home in Tamale many years ago. That must have been about 2008. I went to Tamale to do some political work, or maybe 2004. I went to Tamale to do some political. At that time, he was the mayor of Tamale. And I visited his home and we had an interesting chat and we spoke long. Amin is a great guy. Everyone who knows him, and he's a very intelligent guy. He's one of the few petroleum economists that we have in Ghana. One of the few. He understands petroleum, and we know that going into this election and going into this 2024 with an IMF program, energy sufficiency is very important. So sitting at the Ministry of Finance, he has a full, clear eye on what to do with energy. He has a full, clear eye on what to do with agriculture because that's his family business. His family came from agriculture. His family has a big business in agriculture. He understands agriculture. So sitting at the Ministry of Finance, he understands what to do. And we believe that having been such an important support for Matthew Opoku Prempeh in energy, and now having been an important support for Ken Ofori-Atta, PhD holder Dr. Amin Adam will be able to do it. A round of applause for Amin. I shift to Dr. Okoboy, who has come to Ministry of Health, coming from a deputy ministerial position. Okoboy was the deputy minister for health some time back, and after 2020's election, when he lost the votes, when he lost the votes, he was removed from the Ministry of Health. He's now in charge of the Ghana Health Service, but now he's been elevated to take up the health position again. This is the what was told me on the phone the other day, and I said that Honorable Ayiku of Teshi will feel the heat because Okoboy is really coming after him in that election. That's a place to watch. We're going to have a constituency watch there for sure. Lejokuku is where we're going to start from. That's our home. That's where we start, and then it's going to be a big election in Lejokuku. Now with Okoboy as Minister of Health, he has a lot more control over government policy. He has a lot more control over health policy. There's a hospital, Lekma Hospital, in this constituency. I think that putting all that together with a bit of razzmatazz and a bit of grace of God, Okoboy should go through as the MP for Lejokuku next time. But congratulations to him as Minister of Health. Round of applause. This is Ophelia Hayford. She's going to be Minister for Science, Environment and Technology. You know, when you see her name, Ophelia Hayford, we all forget that she's a police officer. You know, she can arrest you. She knows how to shoot. She can handcuff you, and she can prosecute you as well. But this is the policewoman who did MPP such a great favor. Her late husband unfortunately passed in an armed robbery attack of sorts. There was a by-election. The environment suggested that there was so much sympathy for her husband that if she decided to become a politician herself, the MPP can retain the seat. She obliged the call, and then she retained the seat. It was believed that nobody would challenge her for the primaries ahead of 2024, but she got challenged. She overcame the challenge triumphantly, and now she's been made Minister for Environment. Congratulations to her. It's expected widely that she'll pick up the seat again. Another round of applause. Oh, wow, I love this one. The Minister for Information, Fati. I love that. Fati, people don't know that she had been at the presidency working in communication with Eugene Ahin for that long. And then she was made Deputy Minister for Information. She's a lawyer called to the bar, and she's been doing her work excellently. She really understands how to manage communication and information, and it is for that reason that the president has nominated her for the position. So this is Fati here on my screen. She's now Minister for Information going into the election. Fati, you know what behoves you. You know how the NDC are going to come after you. You know how you need to respond to everything, and also how you need to lead the discourse. If you can win the battle of communication, I believe that she can definitely win it. A round of applause. This one delighted me significantly because Ma Lydia has been under pressure for a long time with all the issues, the difficulties, the problems in the Ayawaso West Wuogon constituency. She defeated John Dumelo the other day, and she's been re-elected, and she has a big election to fight. The MPP have a calculation, the NDC have the same calculation. I'll tell you what it is. There are 3 constituencies in that neighborhood that they all want to win 2. So the first one is Ayawaso West Wuogon. That's Ma Lydia's constituency. NDC, MPP, they all want to win that one. The next one is Medina. They all want to win that one. The next one is Adenta. They all want to win that one. They want to win at least 2. If you look at the MPP diagram for their predictions, the best case scenario, they always put 2 of Ayawaso West Wuogon, Medina, Adenta. They win 2. NDC does the same thing. They also have the same situation, and they say that Ayawaso West Wuogon, Medina, Adenta, we win 2. Who has it now? NDC has Adenta. NDC has Medina. MPP has Ayawaso West Wuogon. So NDC have 2. MPP have 1. MPP are desperate to flip it over and get 2. They are challenging in Adenta, and they are going to be challenging in Medina. Ma Lydia, they expect to keep Ayawaso West Wuogon. And now that she is Minister for Sanitation, which is really her area, Ma Lydia is a people person. She understands these things very well. She's been running pharmacy shops. So sanitation and water will come to her naturally. Congratulations, Ma Lydia. It's always a pleasure to have you in the government. A round of applause. Francis Asensu Boakye is a great negotiator, and so he's in the particularly right place. He's going to be dealing with contractors. He's going to have a lot of tussle because it's like the legal skill. We are all going to pull him left and right. I'm pulling for my road. I just put up a road story by Henry Doche Dokonu, who is looking at how road is being constructed in a way that is making his mother, his 86-year-old mother, in trouble. Asensu Boakye will have to deal with that. He's going to have to complete 100% of roads in Ashanti, 100% of roads in Easton, 100% of roads in Volta, 100% of roads in Upper East, Upper West, 100% of roads in Bono, Eastern Ahafo. How is he going to achieve that? You need somebody with the temerity, the sense of calmness to be able to deal with all of these issues. And that's why I believe President Akufo-Addo, knowing Asensu Boakye very well, if Asensu has not done anything at all, we know that he created TESCON. That's something very significant. For a man who can come and build something new, TESCON wasn't there when he was a young man. He thought that the MPP must have a strong voice in the universities. When he studied at KNUST, they would stand on the Unity Hall places and argue. Just argue MPP and DC. He thought that you should put that together into a more formidable institution. And so he set up TESCON and had the blessing of J. Kufuor to do it. And so Asensu has done something significant like that. It is believed that he also understands how to do electioneering. We all saw what happened in his constituency. Kennedy Japan went there and said that Asensu will lose. Asensu didn't say anything. Oh, please look for that video. I should have told you, producer. Look for that video. Wow, Kano. Please find it. I should have told you to find this. It's part of Asensu's story. Look for it very quickly, and then let's give it to Asensu as well. So Asensu didn't say much. He was calm. And people, according to people who are close to him, the number of phone calls he got when that video came out about Kennedy Japan, some people even telling him that, look, Charlie, Asensu, this thing, leave it. Don't run for MP. You don't need all of this. Kennedy Japan is threatening that he's going to tell the people something you have done. We know that you haven't done anything, but that's what he's saying. Asensu said, don't worry, calm down. We'll go to the contest and you see how it is. If you watch the video, if they can find it, you will see the calmness with which he spoke about his opponent. He was not angry, he was not violent at all. And in the end, Chairman Wontumi came and patched them up nicely and things are working. So Asensu Boakye is going to Rhodes. How is he going to achieve 100% of roads in Ashanti, 100% of roads in Eastern, 100% of roads in Central? We are all going to go to him with our roads. I have some road near my house. I have a road near my village. I'm going to call Asensu, Charlie, my road, they haven't done it. When I leave, another person will call him and say, Asensu, my road, they haven't done it. When that call drops, another call will come and say that my road, they haven't done it. He's going to have to deal with all of these things. But we know that he'll be able to achieve it. Bantamas this year, Bantamas and Asensu Boakye. They have the video now. Have a look. This is Asensu Boakye in his calmness. Have a look. Yeah, so you saw that discourse, how, I mean, the feistiness of Kennedy Japan's campaign, but you saw what happened. Asensu was calm. He said, Onyamiaka se obe shirayen, amaya yen shira. And his opponent said, yes, Onyamiaka se obe shirayen, but obe ye one term. By the grace of God, Asensu got a massive victory that day, and he's here now as Minister for Roads and Highway. Round of applause. Round of applause. Hey. This one particularly excited me, and I see that the government is deploying their resources in a certain way. Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah is a master communications. I call him the communications avatar. He's a master communications person. He's Minister of Information, where he's doing a fantastic job. But now they've moved him to Works and Housing so that he will carry on advocacy about the government works and housing policy. Another person will carry information, and then they aggregate of all the communication that is going through will now sound as the policy victory for the government in terms of the narration. And I guess that's what they are doing, and that's what every political party will be doing. So Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah has gone to the Ministry of Works and Housing. You've heard him. His early announcement, he's going to have Sagleme sorted. He's going to give it to the police or give it to some government workers and make sure that the investment in Sagleme has benefited government. That's very important. Very, very, very important for there's a trial going on in court, but he's saying that he's focused on making the infrastructure beneficial to the Ghanaian people because it was built with taxpayers' money. And I like that. I like that early talk. And then he said something also that has not been said in Works and Housing discourse. He said rural housing, which is key. We've not heard that in a very long time. All the housing we hear is urban, put them somewhere here, let people have place to stay. But we don't talk of rural. And to talk of rural housing, it has to be connected with industrialization. And he clearly understands that. So you're going to have a Ekomfi factory is there, the factory is there, but you must have housing for people to stay there. So they want to stay in the Ekomfi and work in the factory. They don't want to come to Accra to be Kaya. That's very, very key. If the government or any government is able to achieve rural housing in this area, when you go abroad, the people in Germany, for instance, the people who are in the villages near Hamburg, they want to be in the village. They don't want to come to Hamburg. The people who are in the villages around London, they want to be in the village. They don't want to come to London because they have a gainful employment there. The factory is there, their farms are there, and rural housing works. Internet works over there. Internet works there. That's what we mean. That's what Dr. Bawumia has been talking about. Get the internet everywhere and get people to be there. They can watch anything they want to watch when they are in the village. If rural housing is done and is adequate, that's what Oppong Nkrumah is talking about. I think he's going to make a very fantastic Works and Housing Minister for the 10 months that is left. And hopefully, if he's able to help Dr. Bawumia cross the line, I think that they will keep him in that position because what he's articulating about Works and Housing is very, very important. Round of applause for the communication giant. Tell me. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to get Lawyer Mesa. I'm trying to get Lawyer Mesa's photograph nicely done. Oh, Lawyer Mesa's photograph is not changing. Oh, please. What should I do? Oh, I should tap it. Okay. Aha. Okay. Great. Can I even use the arrow here? I saw the arrow pop up. Is it gone? Oh no. So this is where I am next. Okay, Maseneje Mensah Kosa. This guy is there's a lady. Well, they have to bring the lady back after I finish with this. Oh, the lady is here. Okay, great. Dakwa Newman, fantastic. How are you, my dear? Dakwa Newman has a history with the MPP, and she came into Parliament and is doing an excellent job. Very young woman. Her father is Victor Newman, who is forever the. Victor Newman is the one who brought up, even before Dr. Bawumia came, this data and research thing that we talk about and attributes to Dr. Bawumia, which is true. Victor Newman has started doing these things in the 1996 election, in the 2000 election. Victor Newman had been a great servant to the MPP and to the Akufo-Addo enterprise. This is his daughter, Dakwa Newman. She's a planner by profession. She is a former student of Wesley Girls. She's a member of parliament. She replaced Nana Komia in the North Kaneshie constituency. So can I quit something? Okay, South. This is a problem I've been having, and I've told viewers that let's tell the Electoral Commission to change the names of our constituencies so that we can, on election nights, we can deal with it. Okay, South is where? It's Madina, it's North Kaneshie, Awudome, something. We don't know what Okaikwe South is. In election nights, every journalist goes through that nightmare. When they say Ablekuma West, where is it? And then we are all clutching, Ablekuma West is which one? Which area? So we call a reporter and say, go to Ablekuma West. He says, which one? If we call a reporter and say, go to Madina constituency, it's Madina, Adenta constituency, Adenta, Bantama is Bantama, Oforikrom is Oforikrom, Osu, they call it Klote Kole, Osu and Adabraka. Why don't we change it to Osu Adabraka constituency? Then we know where it is. These names, we have to do something about it. Tamale Central, Tamale South, Tamale North. It's clear. You can tell where it is. Sabonjida is there. You can tell where it is. Damango is there. Salaga constituency is there. It's in Salaga. Damango is in Damango. You know where it is. But this Okaikwe, Ablekuma places, Okaikwe North, Okaikwe South, Okaikwe East is which one? Then they will tell you that, it's the one near Fadama, Newtown. What is that? Just tell us that Fadama, Newtown, and Abelempe constituency. That is it. The other one, Ayawaso West Wogon is where? Ayawaso West Wogon, University of Ghana, Bawaleshi, Abelempe, part of Jawolu. So say it, University of Ghana, Bawaleshi, Abelempe constituency. So when we send a reporter that, go to that constituency, they know where it is. Madina Abokopi, they can go there, they know where it is. So maybe we should have this discourse with the Electoral Commission as part of the reforms for the election 2024, which some people are challenging. They should reform the nomenclature, how we describe these constituencies. But Dakwa Newman is a member of parliament for Okaikwe South, they say, and she's now been made Minister for Gender and Social Protection. Congratulations, madam. A round of applause. Charlie, they should change it. Next is Martin Ejimensah Kosa. Martin Kosa is a very, very powerful guy. You have to understand why I say he's a powerful guy. He's a member of parliament for the... please check his constituency for me. Martin Ejimensah Kosa is in BA. And that is where the problem occurred during election 2020, where there was some major fight over ballot and positioning and something like that. And it's been widely reported that people died. I don't know whether you heard the story. And that is it is about Ejimensah's constituency that, I didn't hear that. Techiman South. It's Ejimensah's constituency. It's about his constituency that President John Mahama says he cannot congratulate Nana Akufo-Addo for the election victory of 2020 because 12 people died. 12 people died in Ejimensah Martin's constituency. It was a very, very feisty election that went on, and he's been made Deputy Minister for Local Government. Now, he's Local Government Minister. Fortunately for Ejimensah Kosa, he had gone to court, or the process had gone to court, and the court had completely cleared him. So in terms of going for vetting, he has a full clearance from the High Court Civil Division to clear him and to show that he has not done anything wrong and that he doesn't have complicity with the people who unfortunately passed on that fateful day. So Ejimensah Kosa is going as Minister for Local Government. Congratulations, sir. Round of applause for him. Okay, let's take the next one. So I'm going to tell you a story about Bobo. So I've known Bobo since 1997 or so. When I went to Commonwealth as a fresher, he was already there. One day, and when you go to Commonwealth as a fresher, in the first few weeks, you don't engage with the seniors. You just engage among the freshers, unless somebody you knew from school or something like that. So if you went to Presec, if your Presec people are there, they're your seniors, you can talk to them. But he had come from Adisadel. And so I knew he was in Adisadel because when they are doing the Hail at Disco, he sings some when we do it at the Hermes area. One day, I was, and I've told this story to a few people. I'm sure if he's watching, he's wondering, which story is this? But I'll say it. I'll say it nicely. So one day I was climbing up the stairs in Commonwealth Hall in the Hermes when he pulled me. Say, you, come here. What are you studying? So I put my hands behind me. I said, I'm studying political science. He said, I'm studying political science. Then you have to listen to me. That's how he talks. I said, yes, sir. I said, listen clearly. Have you seen that they've pasted the results? If you go and check my name is Mesa. I got 1A and 4 B pluses. Yes, I got 4 B pluses and 1A. Go and check. You have to be like me. He said, okay. I was just hoping that he wouldn't say that, go and lie in the pond. Because first year, that's the thing. You talk to senior, hey, go and lie down in the pond. I was just hoping he wouldn't say that. But he was looking in the direction of the pond. So I was panicking, I was trying to stand in a way to block him so he doesn't see the pond. But he kept shifting his body. That's how Bobo talks. He shifts his body a little bit. He said, do you know me? I say, yes, Senior Bobo. He said, yeah, good. He said, but what school did you go to? I said, Presec. He said, okay, Presec is comparable to Adisadel. So I went to Adisadel. But you have to learn hard. Do you understand? I said, yes. He said, what's your name? I said, my name is Paul. He said, you have to learn hard because if you want to be like me, then you have to get 4 B pluses at the minimum. Do you understand? And then he let me go. So I saw one of the presenters say, what was Bobo telling you? He said it very sheepishly, who does he think he is? I said, Charlie, the guy got 4 people. He said, is that what he was telling you? And then it became a big story in Commonwealth that Bobo is telling young people that he got 4 B pluses. So what should they do? That's how he became my friend. Lawyer Bobo, excellent appointment. Excellent. I see him on Good Morning Ghana all the time. He's a great guy. Recently, we attended his 50th birthday. It was such a blast. I've not been to a party that was so enjoyable like Bobo's 50th that we had at the Labadi Beach Hotel last year or a year and a half ago. It was an absolute blast. He's going to Ministry of Tourism from Deputy Minister at Energy. He's also the secured parliamentary candidate for a second D constituency, and he's the current MP as well. He secured the nomination handsomely, and now he's the Minister of Tourism. Round of applause for Bobosin. Lord Bobosin. Titus Nikwate Glover from Presec comes to the Greater Accra region to be able to move. Titus Glover is a mover and a shaker. Titus Glover is a powerful man who moves and shakes. And I'm not sure how his opponents are responding to his nomination as a Minister for Local Government, a Minister for Greater Accra region in this 10 months to go for what is a very, very crucial election. And round of applause for Nikwate Titus Glover. At this rate, the Thursday fever is catching me. When I say the Thursday fever, when you're on the Thursday show and it's after 10, then you're getting phone calls that, oh, Charlie, let's do something funny and something light and all that. Oh, we have OT Region has a new minister. Is that a new minister? I'm not sure whether this is new. I don't think so. Let's check. This may not be new. OT Region may not be new. Let's check, because I've seen the OT Region minister. I think it's the same person. Yes, this one is new. The Interior Minister is, I saw a front page story of the Ghanaian Chronicle this morning. let me look for it. I actually photographed it that I was going to send to people, or I actually did send to people who were laughing at it. It's I just get a caption for you viewers. Just 1 minute. It's I sent it to none. Let me see. Yeah, it's here. It says, beware, Accra Commando promoted to Commando General. I thought that was an interesting headline from the Chronicle when I saw it this morning. So I took it, I sent it around to people that look at what they are saying. Early in the morning when I was going through the newspapers, I saw that it says Accra Commando promoted to Commando General. This is a big matter. Honorable Henry Cote, how are you? The last time I saw him, the last time I really saw him, it was in Dubai. I was coming back to Ghana. And in that time, the campaign for the presidential flag bearer thing was on. So I walked into the place at the airport getting ready. Then guess who I saw? Kennedy Japan. Came to me and said, hey, now what mean can you create TV soon? Oh yeah, maybe we need a microphone in us. Microphone now support you. Maybe we need a. Then I said, oh yeah, I don't know whether you win. He said, you don't know whether you know that I will win. We had a nice conversation. We had a meal, and then we were called that the flight was ready, so we're leaving. He left earlier. He was with his son and I believe his wife. So they left. I said goodbye to them. They left. I said, I'll see them on the flight. All the time, I didn't notice that the gentleman sitting here was Henry Cote. At that time, Kennedy had said a few things about it. But he listened to our conversation without disclosing that it was him. So Kennedy walked away. So when I turned, then he signaled me to come. I said, is that Henry Cote? He said, yes. I said, so you were standing here when I was talking to him. He said, I heard it. He was laughing. We had a nice chat. That day, I was looking for a football match to watch. I think it was Arsenal, Manchester United. Yes. Arsenal were playing Manchester United in the first game, the 3-1. The one that Garnacho scored the goal and they didn't accept it. They say it was offside. They cheated us, and then later Jesus scored a fantastic goal. Gabriel Jesus, that guy is brutal. He scored a fantastic Arsenal goal in there. That game. So I was shifting from TV place to TV place to see whether I can see the game at the airport. Yes, I think that was that day. So I was discussing with him that I'm looking for the thing. He said, but I should check my phone. I said, I've checked my phone. It was 2-1 or 1-1 at the time. And I said, so that is it. I said, I want to watch the match. And so we discussed the game, and then we talked about the campaign. And he told me that, as for the presidential election, Alan should forget it. Bawumia is going to win. I said, but what about Kennedy? He said, Alan should forget. Bawumia is going to win that thing. That's what he told me that day. He said, Bawumia is going to win, and nothing will change it. Alan should forget it. Okay, so that's my last encounter with Henry Cote. But when we're editing the videos for the Bawumia event, I saw him. Giant, got down from his car, was walking to the UPSA, was walking with triumphantly like that. Henry Cote is a real bulldozer. Congratulations, sir, and be at Interior. But please keep an eye on Greater Accra Region. We still need your effort for Greater Accra Region. A round of applause for the Commando. Okay, so that's the end. Wow, I didn't know that this was going to take quite a bit of time like that. It's 7 minutes past the top of the hour at 10 o'clock. Let's show our documentary for 12 minutes, and then we will do a bit of the NDC stuff. We'll see what we can do, and then we will get back into the programming of the show. It's 7 minutes past the top of the hour. Those of you who missed our Tuesday program, here is a documentary we put together about Dr. Bawumia's campaign and his rise to prominence as presidential candidate of a major political party. After that, Fifi Kwete says something. Johnson Asiedu Nkatia says something. We'll deal with it. And guess who's in the studio? Stephen Atubiga. We'll be right back. Come back to the show, and we are running out of time, isn't it? We have to take our first break, which is 8 minutes long. We'll do that in a minute. It says, somebody sent me text. I'll read the text before I read the one who sent it. It says, good evening, Mr. Paul. Please, let me remind you that we don't have just NDC and MPP in Ghana. We have other parties like the APC. Good evening, Hassan Ayariga, my good friend. How are you doing? It's always a pleasure to come to you. I'm not sure whether I take the text messages now or I should do the NDC presentations before I do. I think I should do the NDC presentation. That will get our viewers talking. And Mr. Henry Doche Dokenu, I hope that people are texting you and Urban Rose is going to reach you to sort out the problem. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's now mount the touchscreen and look at what we have discussed. A few of the things that we have here. Johnson Asiedu Nketia will remain my good friend now and evermore. He says something that is very interesting, Johnson Asiedu Nketia. How are you, sir? Good evening. How are you? It's always a pleasure. The other day I was talking about Kwame Nkrumah and the babies with sharp teeth. I don't know whether you played a role in that, but I really like your suit. Have you seen the suit, viewers? Have you seen the beauty? Can I put a photograph there, viewers? Look at Charlie. This is beautiful, man. The fabric is solid. Johnson Asiedu Nketia. And he's expensive. Look at his wristwatch. He's not a socialist at all. He's a champagne socialist. He's a very rich man. He's a socialist. He's eating vegetables in the room and comes out to eat fancy cake with us. And he says he's a socialist. He's not a socialist, yeah. Look at the wristwatch he's wearing. $120,000 watch. How can you be a socialist? Johnson Asiedu Nketia, good evening. So he says that free SHS is worse than being an illiterate. Here's a story. He says, it is better to be an illiterate than going for free SHS. Asiedu Nketia. US and journalists. These are the kind of people and political discourse that we should be able to interrogate and eschew from our society. How can Asiedu Nketia, a leader of a political party, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, chairman of NDC, tell Ghanaian people who he's asking for their vote that your children are better off being illiterate? He, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, if he was illiterate, if he was left to be illiterate and didn't go through the education he went through, Asiedu Nketia, I respect him a lot because he didn't have the best of prioritized education in Adisada and Fansipim and Achimota School. He didn't have that. He didn't go to Wesley Girls. He didn't do that. But he was able to, from wherever he was, become a student of the School of Admin, one of the most prestigious schools in the University of Ghana, the School of Admin. Johnson Asiedu Nketia was a student. He had his master's degree. He worked in a bank. Education is what made Johnson Asiedu Nketia what he is today. Now he is looking for your votes, parents, and he's telling you that your children should be illiterate. When Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is struggling hard to use the taxpayers' money that we need for water, taxpayers' money that we need for roads, taxpayers' money that we need for gutter, taxpayers' money that we need to extend electricity cable, Akufo-Addo says that I'll make the decision upon the opportunity cost. And when I make the decision upon the opportunity cost, this is what you're going to get. You're going to have 1.8 million Ghanaians educated with the taxpayers' money, and Akufo-Addo finds that as a priority over anything else. Asiedu Nketia is telling you that it is better for you, your child, to be an illiterate than to go to free SHS, because at free SHS, sometimes the food is bad. We are hearing stories now of schools that are overcrowded. It is true. The schools are overcrowded because of this and that and that. But is the overcrowded school, is it worse than staying at home and being an illiterate and not being trained? An untrained mind. Asiedu Nketia is telling you that your children should remain as untrained minds. He's been in power with the NDC forever. From the Mills time up to this time, this man has been in power. He didn't find the need to get the taxpayers' money to pay for your children's school fees for those of you who cannot afford. And even for those who can afford, we'll still pay. Just give the children more. He didn't find the need to do that too. Asiedu Nketia, the chairman of the NDC, he didn't find the need to do that. He now tells you that it is better for your child to be illiterate. Viewers, what shall we do with this? What shall we do with this matter? Now, we are here in an election year to challenge these politicians. I was going to have a name for them, but I won't say it today. Quote and unquote. These politicians, how can you come and tell people, parents, that your child is better as an illiterate than to go to Pokuare because Pokuare is crowded? Your child should be an illiterate than to go to Presec because Presec is crowded. Your child should be an illiterate than to go to Wesley Girls because Wesley Girls is crowded. Asiedu Nketia, he didn't go to Wesley Girls, but he was able to become And then this is what a political leader is saying, and we are all okay with it. It's fine. We shouldn't say anything about it. A political leader, chairman of a political party, that is a government in waiting, chairman of a political party that's been in power before, chairman of a political party that's presenting a former president as his presidential candidate, the chairman of the political party is telling you that it is better for your children to be illiterate than to go to a crowded PRESEC, than to go to a crowded Accra Academy, than to go to a crowded Adisadel. Why don't we have a crowded Adisadel and work to uncrowd Adisadel so that people will go through Adisadel and at least gain some brain? The World Bank tells us that the most important coefficient for development is skills acquisition and education. The most important coefficient in anybody's CV for development of a country is skills acquisition and education. No matter how you acquire the skill, whether you acquire it in a crowded Adisadel, whether you acquire it under a tree, skills acquisition is far more important than anything else than gold in the ground. It's far more important than oil under the water. Skills acquisition. And Johnson Asiedu Nketia, chairman of the National Democratic Congress, his view of the matter is that because the school is crowded, let your children be illiterate. Asiedu Nketia said that. Civil society didn't say anything about it. Asiedu Nketia said that. Civil society said they haven't heard it. They don't know anything about it. Johnson Asiedu Nketia is the one who said it. He said it is better for your children to be illiterate. They should stay at home, be illiterate, than to go to free SHS because it is crowded, because the meals don't come on time, because even the day schools that Akufo-Addo has built dining halls for them, like Aquinas Secondary School, so they can eat, the meals come and the rice is too small, or there are weevils in the rice. So his children have been educated in Canada. I know that for sure because he was my neighbor. His daughter was educated in Canada. You send your child to Canada, Johnson Asiedu Nketia. You send your child to Canada to go and educate her. And that is a great thing. And she's going to be a great woman. And you tell us that it is okay for our children to be illiterate than to go to a crowded PRESEC. Johnson Asiedu Nketia, you can't say that. You never say that again. These are the things that when people call for apologies, okay, that you call Asiedu Nketia to apologize. You take your children to Canada. We should leave our children at home because PRESEC is crowded. Wait for you to come to power, to come and uncrowd PRESEC. You were in power for 8 years. You said free SHS is not possible. That's what he said. You were in power for 8 years. You said educating Ghanaian people who for some reason, or some death of a father, death of a mother, collapse of a business, some family circumstance has changed. They cannot educate their children, so they don't take them to school. You said they should leave them at home. But you take your children to Canada. And I don't understand. The journalists are not asking any question. Civil society is not concerned about it. They are concerned about other things, whether Domlevo has been sacked by Akufo-Addo or Domlevo has not been sacked. The bread and butter issues. And that is why Akufo-Addo won the election of 2020, even though it was a very difficult election. Because the Ghanaian people were following the bread and butter issues. They want education for their children. They want food for their people. They want roads for their people. They want dams for their people. They want factories for their people. That's what Akufo-Addo was focusing on. That is why Akufo-Addo beat John Mahama by 500,000 and beat the combined MPP parliament by another several hundreds of thousands. And they were saying that the election was rigged, so he went to court to go and do people in the calculator in the court. Because the Ghanaian people were looking at the reality of the situation. Who is solving our problems? Who is thinking about us? Who is sitting in the Jubilee House and thinking about children that he doesn't know? Children that he will never meet. He sits in the Jubilee House and is thinking about children in my village, in Kokosfo, in my village, in somewhere, in Garu Tumpani. Akufo-Addo is thinking about those children. He will never meet them. He doesn't know them. He doesn't know their father. He says that if they go to Tamale Secondary School, the taxpayer will pay because we need an educated army to be able to change the destiny of this country. Yes, there will be difficulties because we have to suddenly put 100,000 people more. Yes, there will be difficulties. Suddenly 1.8 million people are going. There will be difficulties. PRESEC will be crowded. Adisadel will be crowded because we want to translate the PRESEC top education to as many children as can get it. Asiedu Nketia says that no, let them stay at home. They should be illiterate. That's what he wants. That's what this election is about. This election is about choices. It's about which man are you going to choose or which woman are you going to choose who is speaking to your circumstance. People who are telling you that leave your children at home for them to be illiterate. You have to look at them again or you have to ask them a question. Johnson Asiedu Nketia is the chairman of the National Democratic Congress. chairman of the National Democratic Congress. For many years, A.A. Munufie and Isif Ali were chairman of NDC, co-chairman for many years. Never did media have to report about anything that A.A. Munufie had said, anything that Isif Ali had said. B.J. Darocha was chairman of MPP. Neodo Sykes was chairman of MPP. Peter Ajete was chairman of MPP. Peter McMahon was chairman of MPP. Not one in those days when we were reporting did we have to report this kinds of talk. Deviant talk. This kind of talk. That we should put our children at home. They should be illiterate. But your children will go to Canada. They should be illiterate because you want to show that free SHS is bad. Asiedu Nketia should be withdrawing this statement and be apologizing for it. But no, they won't. This election is about a choice of two people. And you have to look at the choice and make the decision, Ghanaians. And we're going to urge you to make the decision based on the facts that we're going to share with you. I'll end on Johnson Asiedu Nketia and I'll come to Fifi Kwete, then we'll go to Atugba. Give me the Chocholoza comparison of the two candidates. Give me that one. Get it ready. Chocholoza, get it ready now, please. It's 28 minutes on top of that, 11 o'clock. Atubiga is coming. We have to get it ready. Okay, so is it ready? Moving? Do they have it? This Johnson Asiedu Nketia. So this election is about two things that you have to choose. This is it. It's going to be an interesting election. Johnson Asiedu Nketia has said something else. This is stanza number 2 of the Asiedu Nketia response. Oh, the messages are coming. I'll read them in a bit. Don't worry, I'll read them in a bit. Okay, so Asiedu Nketia has been explaining President Mahama's 24-hour economy. It's amazing what he says about it, but you have to hear it. And then you also hear our talk back on the matter. Johnson Asiedu Nketia, good evening. Today you are on Good Evening Ghana Live. You may not be here, but you are here. You're on live. Okay. All right. So here's Asiedu Nketia on the 24-hour economy. This is what he said.
24-hour economy, no. The ayabaya say, abai ebecha electricity boa, ewo from kura, ediama enyuma yafua, mubeba juma anajo numa beya juma. Enti muya fundraise, muya welders, mu kura eka sinini amanema mu here electricity pa no. Mo penufo, na mo juma emfasua ba mua. Moba sign na moba juma anajo use electricity na nebo ayede akofom wo mo ya iron rods ene ya mu use anyama wode kese no moba ye mo juma anajo a ube hu se anyama wode bo be kofom pa aboamo ama mo nya mfaso na maburu no so wo mo nya juma aye enti abana anteni a church 24-hour economy num na muji tumwa eno a game changer ewo omai Ghana.
He said 24-hour economy means that if you are a mechanic, you have an auto shop, you can work in the night. That's what he said. 24-hour economy means that everything you do in the afternoon, you're able to do it in the night. That's what he said. Okay, let's analyze it. So where's the mechanic shop? I'm going to draw it. Okay. So mechanic shop. Okay, let's put S here for shop. So there's a vehicle here. Hey, am I good at drawing vehicle? This is the eyes of the vehicle. This is the body of the vehicle. This is taxi. Let's write taxi here. Okay, it's not coming well, but this is the vehicle. It is in the mechanic shop, sitting in the mechanic shop. In the afternoon, the mechanic is here. This is the mechanic. He's working on the vehicle in the afternoon. He's working on it. Asiedu Nketia says that when you work on this vehicle, you are able to, if you're doing 24-hour economy, you work on the vehicle in the night and electricity will be cheaper. That's what he said. Okay. So he's working on the vehicle in the afternoon. Say electricity is 5 cedis. 5 Ghana cedis, GH. 5 Ghana cedis is the cost of electricity in the afternoon. This is what Asiedu Nketia's logical. That's why he's telling them that 24-hour economy, this is what it means. The guy works on the electricity. In the night, he needs to have floodlights. So we have a long light pole here, shining light onto the thing. Asiedu Nketia says, in the night, when there's light that he has to shine on the mechanic shop to look at the car and do it, where he's paying 5 cedis in the afternoon, in the night he will pay 3 cedis. How is that possible? Viewers, how is this possible? Asedun Ketia says that 24-hour economy means that in the night when you are using floodlights to do the work, the electricity will be cheaper. It's like a football match. We've all seen it. When we were younger, we didn't see floodlights football game, and now we've seen it. A game that is played in the afternoon between Kotoko and Hearts at Accra Sports Stadium without floodlights is going to be cheaper than a game that is played in the night with floodlights. That's Asedun Ketia's logic. You see? He doesn't understand the 24-hour economy. The chairman of the party does not understand the presidential candidate's narrative. Are they talking to each other? Should we be believing that Asedun Ketia and John Mahama may not be great friends? Should we believe that? No, we shouldn't believe it. But the chairman, President Mahama, please hear me out. Your chairman doesn't understand your 24-hour economy. He's bastardized it. He's botched it in a video going around. Please, President Mahama, call your chairman. He's bastardized your 24-hour economy. He doesn't understand it. He says that 24-hour economy means that when you do the car as a mechanic in the morning, where you don't need light, the electricity cost will be cheaper than in the night when you need the light. That's what Asedun Ketia said. Please play the video again. Maybe somebody has just joined me. He didn't hear what he said. This is what Asedun Ketia, that's how he's explaining 24-hour economy. He's completely botched it. He doesn't understand it. It's just political. It's politicking. It's a gimmick. He doesn't understand it, and he assumes that the people who are listening to him also don't understand it. So he's about to hoodwink them. That's how they do their politics. That's why they don't want education. That's why they don't want free SHS, because they don't want people who understand. This is their nature. I've been working with them forever. This is who they are. This is their nature. Everything about politics, if you give them a big road to achieve something and a small road to achieve something with a lot of connection, they prefer the small road. This is their politics. Transparency, openness, narrative, engaging with ideas, zero. Just, what are the people telling? Let's go and lie to them. Let's go and hoodwink them and get power. That is all what they're about. How can the chairman of a party 2024 in this century say that 24-hour economy means that when the mechanic is working in the night, where he needs light, the electricity cost will be cheaper in the night than it will be in the afternoon? How can he say this? Please think about it. Even if you're in SS1, JSS1, think about it. That's why he doesn't want you to go to school. That's why he says remain an illiterate. That's why Asedun Ketia said it is better to be an illiterate than to go for free SHS. He wants you to remain an illiterate, so when it comes to give you such narrative, you will buy it. But as long as the Lord lives, we will be educated and we will not buy this narrative. If you tell us something good, we'll buy it. But we cannot buy this narrative of Asedun Ketia, thinking that the people he's talking to don't understand. Play the video again. Play it.
24-hour economy, no. The Ayabaya say, Abai Ebecha electricity boa, Ewo from Kura, Ediama, Ednuma Yafua, Mobeba Juma, and Ajonuma Beya Juma. Enti Muamuya Foundries, Muamuya Welders, Muamu Krakra, a cast in India, Manema, Mushia, electricity pano, Mo Penufo, Namo Juma and Fasua Bamua, Moba Sine, Namo Juma Anajo. Anajo use electricity, Nanebua a day, a conform, 1 more year iron rods, and a year Muyusu, and Yama Wade Casino, Moba Juma Anajoa, Ube say, and Yama Wade Boabeco from Pa Abuamo, Amamanyam Fasua, Nama Bruno so, 1 more year Juma Aye. Entiabana and Tenia Church 24-hour economy num. Na Muji Tumwa, and no, a game changer. Ewo on my gun.
That's what he said. He said energy is cheaper in 24 hours. But we even know from the ECG thing they've been telling us. Peak time. Haven't you heard that before? Peak time. Peak time is more expensive because peak time the demand is higher. It's a basic, simple demand and supply analysis. You don't need marginal utility. You don't need to know marginal utility to do this. You don't need to draw the marginal utility curve. Just the demand supply analysis, the graph. Demand is here, supply is here. Where do they meet? Simple, the most basic economics 101 is lost on the chairman. I think it's not lost on him. It is just that they have a way of doing their politics. It's not lost on him. No, it's not. They have a way of doing their politics. That kind of politics we should eschew. We shouldn't want the society to have that. We shouldn't do this in Ghana. It's not good for the next generation. It's not good for our country. That politics is dead. The politics of saying things that you know are not true. The politics of putting out a narrative that you know that is not true, that you're just hoodwinking the people, poor Ghanaians. You are hoodwinking them because you want power. You are not doing anything for them. You didn't give them education. You gave them nothing in 8 years of your government. And then there's economic hardship around the world. So everybody's complaining. So everybody's listening to what the opposition has. And then you decide that you just want to lie to them, hoodwink them, so that they'll put you in power again. So you take the rest of your grandchildren to Canada, where you took your children, Canada. You take your rest of your grandchildren to Canada, so that we will stay here and our children should be illiterate. Johnson Asiedu Nketia, that's what he said. Look at what he's telling people. That energy is cheaper in the night. That's what 24-hour economy means. That when you do in the night, you do business, energy will be cheaper. What shall we say to these things? Our time is running up. We need to get on to the other matters. Let's take the text messages and see what we got. What are people saying? Fatih, let's start with you.
Mark Kofi says the issue is that the NDC has never think outside the box to bring any innovative to help the ordinary Ghanaian. This is NDC for you. I pity those who follow them. Emmanuel Asari here to say, Paul, don't be surprised because even the flag bearer and the carrier of the vision himself doesn't understand the 24-hour economy, let alone the chairman. Kwame Phillips says, what is Asiedu Nketia saying? It's getting ridiculous. The NDC is so desperate for power and they are saying a lot of nonsense. I can't stop laughing. Kwame comes again and says, an educated population is always a threat to politicians who survive on propaganda and deceit. The NDC are not known for intellectual discourses. They are propagandists. Kobiamwa says, Asiedu Nketia and the NDC wants to rule over an illiterate society so that they can lie to them. I hope they never win any election in Ghana again. Alhaji Bob Sidi here says, Paul, the NDC leaders doesn't respect their supporters. They always take them for fools. Can they say this in front of intellectuals? Never, unless in front of their people. Now, Freeman says Dr. Baumia has sent shivers down the spine of the opposition NDC. The reason they keep organizing press conferences upon conferences just to create an ill impression about DMB, but all their efforts have landed into the largest and longest man-made lake in the world. Lastly, Lily Wu says Asiedu Nketia's children are in Canada schooling, and he's running down free SHS. Ghana for don't allow the NDC to disrespect you like this. Antoinette.
Okay, so Pegua Santi says congratulations to darling boy Honorable Kojo Opon Nkrumah. He says you've been the best information minister we have ever had. Keep inspiring us. Now Baba Chairman all the way from Tamale on the Asiedu Nketia story, he says the NDC is a bunch of people who have never placed priorities on education, human empowerment and human development. The NDC is always consistent with their inconsistency and mediocrity. Now, Kwame Osei says, please, Paul, do not waste your precious time on Asiedu Nketia. My own son, Kwajo Ejei Mensah, completed in front of him. He had 3 A's and 4 B's, aggregate 12. He now teaches at preparatory school at Christian Village because I forgot to buy university forms in waiting for him. I have stopped giving him his morning 2 Cedis job money because he tells me he is taking his salary. I now tease him because the students call him Sir Kwajo. This is surely evidence-based. Now the NDC, never again. Now Dawuda Abubakar, he says, Mr. Paul, the problem with the NDC is that they hate education in the sense the more people get educated, the lesser their party becomes popular. They denied rural settlements of electricity in order to block them from knowing what is happening in the country. NDC is currently struggling to explain their own slogan, the so-called policy 24-hour economy. The best explanation they can is to insult, name-calling, and welders welding in the evening, OMG. Live from Tempani. Now, Kwame Sapon says, Paul, Asiedu Nketia should not be blamed. Our taxes have made him rich. Why shouldn't he say that illiteracy is better than free SHS? If some of us have had the free SHS when our parents could not pay our fees and we had farmed to foot our fees, had it not been education, would he have been the chairman of the NDC? Some of us would always be grateful to President Akufo-Addo for letting we, the taxpayers, have portions of ours in the free SHS. Now, Alexifo says, Esiedin Ketia and most of the NDC leaders want majority of our children not to be educated, but to be ignorant so that they can deceive them and preach propaganda theories and lies to them in order to get their vote and come back to power. Watching all the way from Germany. Ibrahim Titus Clover says the NDC don't believe in intellectuals. Whilst Dr. Bawumia is giving out solutions for Ghana's future, they are very busy putting negative efforts together. The likes of Johnson and Esiedin Ketia are dangerous to our society and should not go anywhere near our children. Now lastly, Abdul Rahman says, good evening, Paul. Explaining the 24-hour economy has become the most difficult problem for the NDC courts. It's become an albatross around the neck of their commentators. Angelo.
Okay, looks like the NDC is taking quite a bashing tonight. Ibrahim Abba from Kumbungu also says, the NDC is taking and is still taking the people of Volta and the northern regions for granted. They believe that when a stick is wrapped with the NDC colors in an election situation, they would prefer it to a sound human being who is contesting for a different political party, as asserted by a former MP and DC for Kumbungu in the northern region. We thank God for the northern voters, that the northern voters are now reading between the lines, hence the NDC's dwindling fortunes up north. Now we've got Jalal Saidu saying demolition exercise, especially Fifi Kwete talking about credibility. Mensa Edward asks, illiteracy is better than free SHS. If I may ask, if Saidu Nketia was illiterate, would he be on the show Good Evening Ghana for interviews and discussions? We also have, from Elder Saki watching us from Kumasi, he says, to Fifi Kwete, General Secretary of the NDC, continue in your dream until DMB is sworn in as the 5th President of the 4th Republic. Okay. Emmanuel Kony said congratulations to Fatimatu Abubakar, and Dash Stinko echoes that. Kwesi Barcelona says the NDC saw the destiny of Dr. Bawumia way back in 2012, so they started attacking him, but the man of destiny shall prevail. Now, from Sir Bright watching us from Tantra Hill, he sends in a correction on our earlier flight. He says, Machato Daniel is the new OT regional minister. Thank you for that. We also have Ibn Alidu Yao saying, congratulations to Asensu Boache for his new job. I pray that he will fix the roads between Yendi and Tripoli to curb robbery and attacks on traders. Junior Akbar says, congratulations to our own Honorable Aziz and Dr. Amin Anta. We're very proud of them, and we strongly believe that they're going to deliver. May Allah help them. Now also says Bobo was my junior at Adisco. Very, very good. On our earlier video by Mr. Tokono, I believe, Nanaya Afra from North Kaneshi says, I agree with the gentleman over the concerns raised in the video. I think it's unfortunate, but I suggest he should relocate his mom as quickly as possible because of her age and the polluted air around her, as it may cause respiratory problems to her. He can then intensify the pressure on the authorities through his lawyer to get the compensation he talked about in the video for the family. Now, lastly, Wilson Amos from Who says, Kojo Opon Nkrumah will embarrass you, a journalist, if you do not get your facts right. Look at how the GH1 guy is suffering. Next time, prepare well, then when you want to play propaganda. Well, anyway, to you, Paul.
I have some messages here too. It says, hey, this chairman's analogy of 24-hour economy looks like a disaster. From Kamal Din, is writing to us from Tripoli. Good evening, Paul. They can activate all the propaganda machinery against Dr. Bawumia. We have bought into the digital idea. Okay. All right. I was going to talk about Fifi Kwete. I think we'll shift it for the next occasion because we do have a commercial break with a too big area. Good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
How are you doing?
By His grace.
And these people are going to be very angry with you. You leave their party, you form a new party, and every day you talk, you are speaking against your brother, the presidential candidate.
Yes.
What was the problem with what Fifi Kwete said in the Northern?
Okay. Good evening to Ghanaians and good evening to my NLC members. As a matter of fact, what Fifi Kwete said against the sitting vice president, he denigrated and insulted all Northerners. And that is why some of us are peeved. And it's not just what he has said that some of us are holding him accountable for it. There's a man that said no Muslim can ever be a president in this country. And then if you look at the way, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is a Northerner, and we hold him to the highest esteem, just like John Dramani Mahama, Alhaji Idrisu Mahama, Dombo, Imoro Ayana, our Northern leadership, Udi Yahya and co. But he should not forget that he was saying that you can criticize. Politics is criticized. You can disagree, but to personally attack Northerners, and I don't think it is somebody like Fifi Kote who will be telling us in the North who is the best Northerner to lead this country, or we should choose. It's unacceptable, very provocative, denigrating, like he's the most sensible people. He's a sensible person. And I want to ask Fifi Kote, if Alhaji Idrisu, Dr. Bawumia, if he was a Voltairean, would he have said that? Because we believe, we Northerners, that's why we move in pairs. When it comes to supporting each other, there's no political colors. We go out, do what you have to do, you come home, we eat in the same bowl. And this election is not about NDC MPP. It's an opportunity given to us by Ghanaians to give us another shot. Look, it took Northerners to support Jerry John Rawlings. Imoro Igala was supposed to be the first Northern president to open doors for all of us. Then corruption allegations was hung on his neck. They handpicked Dr. Hilary Liman, brought him, and he was to give us a shot. The same Northern... Imoro Igala.
Well, Imoro Ayana was there, but that was 69.
Yes.
That was a Buzia campaign.
Yes. But I'm talking
Imoro Igala was 79, who brought Liman.
Yes. And the first he should have been the first president.
Igala should have been, but he was disqualified.
For corruption allegations.
Yes.
Then Liman got the opportunity.
Yeah.
And all Northerners, we rallied behind him, and he got the opportunity. For some reason, Peter Tashiro, I'm just saying the involvement of Northerners, he was overthrown twice. From there, Ghanaians never forgave Northerners. We never got the opportunity to lead this country again. Anywhere we were, all the negative thoughts, Dr. Liman, why, all that. Yeah. And it took us 40 years. Then we had John Dramani Mahama. And people...
In gracious circumstances,
thank you,
died.
At the right time. And then every Northerner put the political colors aside, all rallied behind him. And this time around, it wasn't through the barrel of the gun. Mm-hmm. It was through the ballot box that JDM also did only one term. Mm-hmm. Now, from there, we never got the opportunity again. And don't forget, while that was going, we also have our brothers on the other side. That's Dombo. Mm-hmm. They formed the Dombo political party. Mm-hmm. And it took 40 years to also pay off for our brothers on the other side.
To get a northern
candidate.
50 years.
50 years.
From the time Dombo and the MPP gave Buzia the leadership.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
And then we've gotten a brother who we all hold to the highest esteem, has been able to also nail it and become a running mate. From a running mate to a candidate. Yeah. And we Northerners feel that it's an achievement for all Northerners, irrespective of our political colors or our religious affiliation. When a Northerner gets the opportunity to lead in the limelight, especially the country, just as Hunter, we are proud that the first time in the history of this country, a Northerner is a finance minister.
Oh, is it the first?
Yes.
No, yes. Let's go through it.
Yes, the first.
So let's go through it. The first was Bedema.
Okay.
Then Bedema to Amakwata.
Okay.
That's both were in Nkrumah.
Okay.
Then the coup era, I don't remember who it was, but it will be the Ministry of Finance people.
Yes.
Then Buzia came in with J.H. Mensah.
Okay.
Then after Buzia, Achampong was his own finance minister. Yes. He was a commissioner for finance himself. Okay. But we all know that underneath his office was Kwame Donkofojo, who became Africa Development Bank president. Kwame Pienim, Victor Selome, and some of the other people around Achampong were running their affairs. There was Anane Benfo.
Okay.
They were running their affairs. So yes, there was no Northerner there.
Okay.
Then came Liman.
Okay.
Liman's finance minister was Professor George Bene.
Okay.
I remember that too.
Okay.
And after George Bene, I don't remember who came, but it wasn't a Northerner. Then came Rawlings.
Okay.
They had Kwesi Boche for 13 years.
Yes.
Then Kwesi Boche to Kwame Pepra.
Yes.
Kwame Pepra to Osafo Maafo. Osafo Maafo to Ban Redu.
Yes.
Ban Redu to Kwabena Dufour.
Yes.
Kwabena Dufour to Setekpe.
Yes.
Setekpe to Ken Ofori-Atta.
Yes.
You are right.
Yes. And you see, under our big brother John Dramani Mahama, a lot of atrocities has been done against Northerners for some reason, and you see, the circumstances, the grounds that Fifi Kote made those derogatory statements against the vice president was uncalled for, could have even called for clash. You cannot, especially in the region.
When you look at the video, you can tell that Hudu Yaya was concerned.
He wasn't
about
happy.
Things.
If you look
let's see the video. Let's play the video again. Let's have the video. Let's look at it. It's going to come very soon.
Northern region, you need to do everything possible to ensure that that son of yours, that is an absolute disgrace and a humiliation to all of you, never rises to become the president of this country. Northern region, you need to do everything possible to ensure that that son of yours, that is an absolute disgrace and a humiliation to all of you, never rises to become the president of this country.
Yes.
You could tell that Hudu wasn't happy.
Yes, and when some of us saw it, we said, how can you be saying this in our own backyard? Is Fifi Kote the one to tell we the Northerners who we should choose, who is the best? In the eyes of the whole Northern communities, there's nobody that is useless. There is nobody that is excuse my language, that is all the, I don't want
disgrace.
The words that, it's so sad, it's so sickening. Well, does he know how the NDC was even introduced into the northern region, all the northern sectors? Look, the northern sector is divided by books, okay? But collectively, we are one. We look out for each other, okay? And look, how dare him? How dare you denigrate a whole certain, if anything, at this moment, he's Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the candidate of the MPP. He's the limelight of the whole northern community. He's our limelight right now in government. Today, we've been rewarded with another finance minister who is a northerner. And the NDC side, we have John Dramani Mahama, who has also been, so this is something that for a long time we've been yelling and be crying for. And Ghanaians has given us the opportunity that we should come, we should choose among our brothers, okay, to see who can nail it for us and put structures. It means no northerner in the history of politics have been able to do 2 terms from Nkrumah. And if we don't get it right at this time around, my brother, we have 16 regions. It's not compulsory that we get the running mates all the time. We've cried. Fifi Kote doesn't know the dynamics, how we've sat down, how we've spoken to each other, for irrespective of our political colors. We want to see a northerner leading this country, nailing it for the next generation.
I understand that during the campaign, yes, NDC opinion leaders in the north,
yes,
were telling the MPP people that they should vote for Dr. Bawumia.
Okay.
Because that brings glory to the north. Okay. I understand that the NDC were telling the MPP counterparts that actually people want to go vote for Bawumia.
Look, and the dynamics of this election, as he says, he's trying to say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is a disgrace. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has nailed it. When I mean he nailed it, you say he's inexperienced. He is a liar. But he has reduced our votes in our backyard. He has increased the MPP votes.
That's for sure.
He has increased their seats. So you have an opportunity to tell Ghanaians, to tell the northern community that, look, you have your 2 brothers. This is what your brother can do. Okay? This is what you would do differently. But you are using that opportunity to denigrate, to disrespect us, to undermine us, to let us feel like we don't know what we are doing.
I think you didn't check, because if you had checked the parliamentary, you would have seen that the Northerners are listening to Dr. Bawumia.
Very well.
Gradually, he's increasing the MPP votes. He didn't check that.
Very well. And I was surprised that this man didn't realize that the grounds that he was making those irresponsible, unacceptable statements, he was rather making the party more unpopular. And the Fifi Kote, do you know the humiliation Northerners have gone through? Look, Harun Idrisu, all the northern community came together, the stakeholders, said, look, you are going to lead the 6 northern regions in parliament. Okay?
Oh, I see.
Yes, that is a collective. It was a collective
MPP,
decision.
NDC.
Yes, all of them to lead us.
The Northern Caucus.
Northern Caucus at Parliament. The Mutaka, the Zongo communities. Look at how under Fifi, the hatred he has for Northerners. The hatred, he has personal hatred. When John Dramani Mahama didn't make him the running mate, he was one of Rawlings's choice. Okay?
I don't understand.
He was
2020.
Yes. So
Rawlings wanted Fifi Kote as running mate.
Yes. So Fifi Kote should be brave and approach our big brother especially John Dramani Mahama, say, brother, why didn't you ABC? But don't use that personal hatred trying to butt our heads together to fight, because at the moment, Samba and Co can also get up in the northern region and make this and bring somebody to come and make the same statements against John Dramani Mahama, denigratory, insultive, racial, tribalistic. I'm just saying.
Because John Dramani Mahama is not a disgrace.
I'm saying they could have done that. Look, we have all presidents in this country. We have Aliu Mahama, we have Eko Atta-Mills. I'm sorry, Eko, right?
The John Evans Atta-Mills.
I'm talking
Kenson Aka,
Atta-Mills, and all those running mates. They criticize their strength, their weaknesses, their omission, and their commission. But nobody ever went into their backyard, their hometown. Jerry John Rawlings, Buzia, Kwame Nkrumah, Bedema. I'm talking about nobody
ever. Their hometown where you're not from there.
To tell their people that your son, your father, okay, he is the most disgraced person among you people. How dare him?
And that is a disgrace for all Northern.
For not. How dare Fifi Kote? The NDC must come out and take a stand, because are they endorsing it? Are they with him with this derogatory, irresponsible, racial profiling, disrespectful, ethnic segregation, demeaning, undermining language, insult to we Northerners, or they are not with him? The NDC party must take a stand. And then Fifi Kote himself, you are not an ordinary person. You are a member of, you are a general secretary, an administrator of a political party. That you owe a responsibility that even if your candidate or leadership want to make a speech, you can even go behind their speech to make sure that their speech will attract the party, make the party more attractive. It will unify people. You go out there and make a statement. At the moment, the treatment of Muttaka and Haruna Iddrisu, the backlash alone at the northern sectors, okay, it's not, they are not able to contain it. The party is becoming unattractive. Let me ask you a question. I want to be disgraced, or somebody should text in. For the past almost a year, tell me one stakeholder of the NDC party. When I mean stakeholder, those who try to contest to be presidents, those who want to run. One person that has gone on air, has been in the social media, anywhere, that vote for the NDC, vote for John Dramani Mahama. Everybody has gone to sleep. I'm not even talking about, I'm even generalizing it under Fifi Kote's leadership and what has happened to Haruna Iddrisu and Co. See that the party has been quiet. It's only the candidate himself carrying the party on his shoulders, on his head.
And he says it's because of Fifi Kote.
Yes, he has made the party more on a, look, what people are, if he didn't, is the respect they had for John Dramani Mahama. That is why nobody attacked him. Because Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has family in the NDC.
Oh, he does?
Yes, direct family. One father.
Oh, from Nalarugu, yes. His brother is NDC.
Thank you. So are you telling me that if I was there, if me, Atubiga, I was there, I wouldn't have left it. He would have apologized. If not, he won't go scot-free. It's very disrespectful. Will he say that in the Volta region? You are a person that the whole country, your seat in Keta was the highest in the whole country. Look at how the numbers dropped. And at the northern community, we are each other's keeper. This election is not going to be about NDC MPP. We are going to rally each other. And among our big brother, John Dramani Mahama, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, that we all hold up to them, we look up to them as our big brothers. Make a choice that who will let it shine for us, who will make sure that the opportunity that Ghanaians has given us again, the third time, even and MPP also making their own history of rewarding, after 50 years, rewarding our northern brothers. Dombo, Mahamudu Bawumia represents Dombo.
He does.
Yes, and if you look at E.A. Mahama, John Dramani Mahama's father, okay, Mumuni Senior, okay, if Alhaji Iddrisu Mahama, Hudi Yahya, Martin Mahamidu, and all the stakeholders that you can assume that, Ndebugri, they raised, look, we all ate in their house. It was, you go and sleep here. They were brothers, and that's how we move in pairs. We are the only race that a brother and a sister or two brothers can be in different political parties. You go home and do your politics, you come. And look at how politics was introduced to us, we Northerners. It was introduced to two brothers, Jinia and Sidia, and Dani and Abudu. If you go to the Upper East, Rollins called the Mampurushis and said, come, you the Kusasis, you have the Avoka was there, what's his name? Azimbe were there. A lot of the stick, they were all said, look, we are giving you people the chieftaincy, it is yours, but we are giving the party. I'm talking about how NDC was introduced in the Upper East, that we are giving it to you, the Mampurushis, you have the political power. Are you getting me? But all I'm trying to explain is that it is not Fifi. Fifi honest, I'm sorry with your indulgence. Fifi's honest is too small. He's a small fly. He's a small boy. He's a nobody. He's a non-entity to tell we Northerners who among our brothers we should choose. We will choose who is right for us. We will choose who can let us make sure that after his term of office, it won't take us another 50, 40 years to have.
Let's see if we look at this video again and we'll go for a break.
Very annoying, my brother. We'll give NDC, if NDC, they don't purge themselves, we'll give them, look, the demonstration in this country, not the keep fit is exercise they've been doing, they call it, how do you call it? Demonstration.
It will be brutal.
It will be brutal. No, the northern sector.
About this matter.
Yes, it will be a no. Look, this is we won't let that happen. We've been undermined for so long. Look, when John Dramani Mahama was a president, John Dramani, when Atamils travels, John Dramani Mahama will be on his way with a convoy, acting president too. Somebody at the Flagstaff President, Atamils 8, will call and say the convoy should return.
And he had gotten to Kintampo.
Yes.
I heard that story.
Yes. John Dramani Mahama will give instructions as an acting president. Somebody will tell him that, oh, this is what Atamils is saying. You know what? Let me tell you why some of us are peeved at Northerners. It won't happen again. When Abu Gapele and Coast issue.
Yes.
Okay. Prosper Bani and Ewe was, how do you call it? A chief of staff. They set up a committee of 9 people made up of Ewes, okay, to investigate Abu Gapele, a sitting member of parliament, a Northerner, with a businessman, what's his name? RLG, Philip Asibit. And then Humado was an Ewe, the sector minister. And the fish was from the head. If you look at the amount of money, okay, that Abu Gapele signed, it wasn't, I mean, there's a whole, but
he's out now. President Akufo-Addo has pardoned him.
Yes, but Philip is still there. Philip Akwenya is still there. But all I'm trying to say, Raymond, you know why Raymond left? Ditch John and left.
Raymond Atukuba.
Yes, immediately.
He said he was being disrespected.
Yes, because those immediately the day he said, Steve, come. I came down, my brother, I want to. I said, why? How can I be an executive secretary to the president? And then they will set up a 9-member committee made up of Ewes to investigate my own brothers. I can't carry this shame. I can't carry this disgrace.
Oh, that's why he left?
Yes.
Let's see what Fifi Kwete said. Last one, and then we take a break. What did Fifi Kwete say?
Northern region, you need to do everything possible to ensure that that son of yours, that is an absolute disgrace and a humiliation to all of you, never rises to become the president of this country.
Okay, take a break. We take a short break. We'll be back and finalize. Please indulge us. Just a short break. We'll be right back. Okay, let me take the text messages and I'll come to Stephen Atubiga to wrap up in a minute.
Isaac says, very rude. Man like Fifi Kwete is very uncultured. Fasalsita says, people like Fifi shouldn't be asked to lead and not encouraging. Bana says, you can say whatever you want. Mr. Atubiga is enlightened, well-versed in northern issues. The NPP should get him on board. The game is about numbers. Fifi did speak well. It is going to take time for North to accept him. Makapana Jr. says Dr. Bawumia is a gift to this country. The Northerners are so proud of Dr. Bawumia. Breaking the 8 is possible with DMB, and Fifi is confused. Please don't mind him. Jones comes again and says Fifi has tribal politics. And Junior about Tamale says the fact of the matter is simple. John Mahama is failed, and he is failed as a caretaker president from Atamils and failed as a substantive president, and Ghanaians voted him out of power. Bawumia has only served as VP and has demonstrated himself to be capable, so Ghanaians should give him the chance to lead as substantive president, just like Mahama. And let's compare. Now, Raymond says, good evening, Brother Atubiga. Excellent response to Fifi Kwete. Loose dog, you are indeed a true Northerner, and God bless you. What do you have for us, Antoinette?
Okay, so this is going to be a long read for Hassan John Awal Nasara, and he calls it the statement by Young Northerners Forum calling for a decorum campaign, condemning Fifi Kwete's tribal comments and calling for a retraction and apology. He says, we the Young Northerners Forum strongly condemn the disrespectful and derogatory comments made by Fifi Kwete towards Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, referring to him as a disgrace to the northern region. We find such remarks highly offensive, inappropriate, and completely uncalled for to be brazenly uttered to Northerners against a Northerner on a northern soil. As members of the Young Northerner Forum, we believe in the values of unity, respect, coexistence in the political ecosystem. We firmly stand against any form of tribalism, discrimination, or belittlement towards individuals based on their regional background. It is disappointing to witness such divisive language coming from someone in a position of influence and authority. As the seat of Dabon, Namship, Bewa Palace in Yendi, Abubakar Muhammad II, in the presence of Mr. Fifi Kwete and the NDC, described Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as a brother of His Excellency John Mahama and called on them to avoid the exchange of acerbic comments but to focus on issues. Seemingly, no sooner did Mr. Kwete leave the palace than the piece of advice fell off his brain. We resist any unguarded attempt by Mr. Fifi Kwete to pitch the two candidates at each other. Dr. Bawumia, as Vice President of Ghana, and his elder brother, former President John Mahama, both representatives of the northern region, have shown great dedication and commitment to public service. Their efforts in the areas of economic development, financial stability, and social empowerment have significantly contributed to the progress of our nation over the years. They are our heroes of millennial politics, and it would therefore be a dereliction of duty if we turn a blind eye while any of them is being unfortunately described as a disgrace. Our heroes remain our heroes, not a disgrace. We, therefore, call upon His Excellency President John Mahama to impress upon Honorable Fifi Kwete to yield to our demand of rendering an unconditional apology for his derogatory comments. Otherwise, it will be a tacit endorsement of the unguarded statements of Mr. Fifi Kwete. In an election year, it is even more important for us to emphasize the principles of unity and collaboration and a clean campaign devoid of character assassination. As political leaders, they have a duty to rise above partisan differences and work towards the betterment of our beloved Ghana. Our diversity is our strength, and it is through embracing our differences that we can build a brighter future for all. Let us commit ourselves to promoting peaceful and inclusive dialogue during this crucial year. Let us refrain from hate speech and violence and instead engage in constructive discussions that foster understanding and unity. They must remember that their words and actions have the power to make or unmake the future of our nations. And it's signed by John Nasara, the president of the Young Northerners Forum. Angelo.
That was long. Okay, Obama from Kwewutafa says President Akufo-Addo's latest ministerial reshuffle, he says, shows how serious he is so far as developing Ghana is concerned. He continues, the MPP always have the man. The newly appointed and assigned ministers are more than capable to help Ghana develop. He says, bravo to President Akufo-Addo for his strategic reshuffle and breaking the eight. Okay. Now, Abrantia Preko has a slightly different view, saying the reshuffle may be too late, but relieving Ken of his post is worth the celebration. Many aggrieved NPP folks will find solace in it. Abe Alasto pushes back a bit, saying he was reshuffled but not relieved of his functions, if you know what I mean. And Abrantia comes back saying, but you can't refer to him as the finance minister anymore. Now, Gina Akbar from Tamale says, I think the good people of this nation must know that the NDC has nothing to offer them. We should better vote DMB to move this mission forward. Kamal Dean from Chiriponi comes back saying, I think Fifi Kwete has shown us a lot of disrespect and enough is enough. Besides the NDC and the NPP, we love one another. We would respond to his unguided statement on 7th December. Okay. Now we've got congratulations from Kwesi Barcelona saying congratulations to Honorable Kojo Oppong Nkrumah for his new appointments. Eli Wala from Tamale says, I'm very happy listening to my true northern brother, Stephen Atubiga, and I'm assuring him that we shall together make sure Fifi Kwesi apologizes to Northerners for his uncultured comments on Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. To you, Paul.
Okay, let's get back to Atubiga, Stephen Atubiga for the wrap-up. Yes.
My brother.
Yes.
The best gift His Excellency President Nanado gave to We Northerners is appointing Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as his running mate. The best gift that we appreciate that he has given We Northerners, that we could look at as a yardstick, is giving us Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And he's the only northern running mate besides Aliu Mahama that has been used twice.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes.
Because President Mahama became president. Yeah.
After they went with, what's his name? Mumuni, it didn't work.
Mumuni
Martin Hamidu.
Once,
and that is why the NDC are peeved with John Dramani Mahama. That's why the leadership, I was trying to all call it because they expected him to choose the running mate among those that were in line that they handpicked him and going with our mother.
Those who ran the election with him,
yes.
Other presidential candidates.
Yes, that is why everybody.
2020.
Yes.
They were expecting to pick one of them.
Yes. And besides that, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is an impeccable, astute politician that has made Northerners so proud that the only running mate that has also built systems to support the weaknesses of his boss. And Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the day he was giving his speech, and if you're a Northerner, irrespective of your political colors,
you will be proud of him.
You will love him.
Anybody who listens
I was
to
proud.
That
yes, you will love him.
Would like your son
his
to be
body
like
language
that.
was very sincere.
Mm-hmm.
His facts and analysis were right on point. And then, instead of Fifi quoted looking at how Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia disseminated the 24 hours that they taunted and making, how do you call it, a rally, or is it Keep Fit Club on it in Ashanti region? Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, all his analysis, and anytime he made that we achieved this, we achieved that in the history of politics in Ghana from 92 to you see, that is how I was behaving.
Even look at Kufuor's endorsement.
So at a point,
I've never seen Kufuor endorse any other Ghanaian politician that way.
Yes.
Massive endorsement.
And then Fifi should not understand that, should get it in his skull, his low-level skull, his ignorant skull.
Well, I don't know whether you can say that.
I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Look, the Ashantis gave Kufuor 100% endorsement. The Ewes did same.
For Rawlings.
Yes, and then our father, President Nanado, the accounts all did same. And we are going to do same for any, whether Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia or His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, we will do same for them to lead us. And we are after 1 week, if the party doesn't take a stand, if Fifi Kote does not apologize to the chiefs, Yana, the Andanis, all the chiefs in the northern region, including the overlord Nabugu while he doesn't apologize, he is not welcome in anywhere in the 5 northern territories. We will resist. We want the dignity and how we suffered. My brother, some of you don't know how we suffered, we sacrificed, that we've gotten to this point that we are being blessed by astute politicians. Today, a Northerner is leading ECOWAS with Baba Kamara.
Yes, Baba Kamara is the ECOWAS rep for counter-terrorism and small arms.
And that is the pride for every Northerner.
And he was Ghana's ambassador to Nigeria.
Thank you. And we want a Northerner that will nail it, just like the Nigerians. You saw Nigerians were deprived in a load but when an Hausa man does a coup, look at the trend. He answers to another Hausa brother. You should take. And they built the refineries, everything at the northern sector, and created and built Northerners. Today, that's why you have the Dangotes and what have you. Because we don't give us, look, we don't want a leader that will come and give us freebies. Create the environment at the north for us that we can get jobs. We don't have to come and do the kayayes.
Like Abu is talking about mining in the north.
Thank you. Factories will come there. Infrastructure will come there. A lot of things will come there. That is what. So we will want our northern leaders, the 2 candidates, to come and tell us what they can do for us. We are not going to look at party colors. We are not going to look at individual. Today, the game has changed. We want somebody that will make us proud, somebody that will be a game changer irrespective of their political colors. We are not going to do NDC MPP in the north. We are going to speak one voice, and that is why it's brewing, it's championing. I get the momentum, and that is why you see the NPP people, the NDC people even getting angry at Fifi Kote. Today, the dynamics of as he said, Fifi Kote made a mention that no Muslim can be ever be a president in this country. Is he kidding me? For the fact that we made when we change the dynamics of not going with a Muslim, Christian, we pay the price of it. So there's a lot that I think Asiedun Ketia and the elders and the leadership of the party should give Fifi Kote some counseling. He must be punished. Some counseling, some education, that he's not doing set the record straight. He is wearing the hat of a political party. He's pulling about 4 million people together. His action, his demeanor. You are only the face of the party. You don't run the party. The party is not your bona fide property. You cannot go and stand in our backyard and denigrate and disrespect a sitting president that every Northerner, irrespective of your political, religious, whatever, he is our limelight now. He's a president. If you go outside the country, wherever you find yourself, it is our brother that is a president, for crying out loud. If Dr. Bahmudu Bawumia was that is the question I want to ask my brother. If he was an Ewe man, would he have said that? If he was Nyabulo, if he was that not that we've served the Ewes, they are like our brothers and sisters. And when it is time for us to shine, don't use your personal hatred for Northerners and try to. If you have a problem, face John Dramani Mahama in the face and tell him that, look, our big brother, that Rawlings wanted me. Why didn't? And don't try to butt heads and let us. We will not fight each other. And I want to appeal to my big brother John Dramani Mahama. It's only if you don't disassociate yourself from this, I don't want to use certain words. This person that is it uncouth, uncultured person like such a person around you.
We have to live it.
It's unacceptable.
It's on the other side.
We spent 30 years. We've resigned from the party. But we have stake in the party. We are sympathizers of the party. We will not let somebody like Fifi Kote, maybe that's his first time of going to the north. And as a good politician and as a general secretary of a big political party, every place the language is different.
That's true.
If you go to Ashanti region, it's different.
That's true.
If you go to even the northern region, certain places is different. Because the whole northern region that you see, the generation is a brother, all of our generation is one brother. One father, 2 children. I get it. You go and resettlement here, brother go here, sister go here. That's all the whole northern community. We are one blood. So when it comes to politics, it can never separate us. Me, if anybody says this against John Dramani Mahama, I'll fight the same. I may even fight more. If somebody did agree John Dramani Mahama, so what is good for the goose is also good for the gander. And charity begins at home. And it is not Fifi Kote who will come and stand at our backyard. Look, there are more those people who were standing, some without shoes, some most of them were PhDs, some of them doctors, some of them, highly educated.
Opinion leaders.
Yes, opinion leaders. Even if you look at how many years 92 who started with my biological as a general secretary. Look at his language. Even Asiedun Ketia, that we call him the hardcore lion or tiger. He picks and he chooses his words very carefully. And in politics, you constructively criticize, agree or disagree. We know in politics, just like the senior high school, His Excellency has done so much. I'm talking about His Excellency President Anado but the system is not able to accommodate. We understand those challenges. So a politician would take that. We understand that, but don't come and personal attack. You are not handsome than His Excellency. Look, you are not educated more than him. I'm talking about Fifi Kote.
And Dr. Bawumia.
I'm talking about Dr.
not more handsome than Dr. Bawumia.
Fifi Kote, you are not handsome than Dr. Bawumia. You are not intelligent than Dr. Bawumia. You've not achieved. Where has he ever worked? From school straight to the report. Where?
He did some work at a bank.
Where?
Some bank. Smith Bank.
For how long?
A short time.
Thank you. And look at the impeccable
profile
of Dr. Bawumia, that mentioning that name alone should let you daze that this is a sitting vice president and a presidential candidate for the biggest political party in this country, who has achieved a lot, who has made at the way you stood and made those derogatory statements. He has reduced our votes. He has increased the votes of their party. So you should be finding a strategy. You have a nice platform to tell we Ghanaians that, or tell we Northerners that those who saw him attractive and voted for him sort of continue voting for our big brother John Dramani Mahama. Okay? Come back, or something attractive. You are rather using your personal hatred, and we have forgotten the price. Haruna Iddrisu is not an ordinary person in the northern region. Mutaka and co. So the young man has bitten more than he can chew. The disrespect is too much. The arrogance is too much. You people can disrespect John Dramani Mahama. We also fight for him, but you cannot fight disrespect and bring. But I blame my big brother. If you are moving, look, if you are moving as a president, you've been given a second chance. So when you are moving, turn around and look at those following you. Do they have constituencies? How were their relationship when we gave them ministers? Did they go around people to make sure that I appoint you as a minister to hold part of my authority and go and deliver good governance on my behalf, do capacity building, help people, okay? But if you go get the position, you sit, that you are a big man, your government will lose. So the NDC has a lot of learning to do. The NDC should understand that we are socialists. We didn't take care of our leader, our founder. Our founder was a loner. We didn't protect him. We couldn't take care of him. It took President Nana Addo to take very good care of him. We didn't put any institutions in place to make sure we pull the young people along. You build infrastructures and you forgot that there are people that you have to feed. We didn't. Right now, the party is in shambles in terms of disunity. They don't. And those that are around President John Dramani Mahama are very disrespectful. It's what they can get around him. Look, if you're a leader, you have people around you. They should be able to be carrying your flaws. Somebody at that forum could have even stood up. Look, that is why when you go for any occasion, the president speaks last. When he speaks, that's it. So that if anybody speaks and they make any mistake or they toe a different line or they don't go where they're supposed to go, the president, you want to be president. And look, he sat in front of you and made this.
Was President Mahama there?
Yes.
He was there?
Yes. And it means you've also insulted. That is what angers some of us. It means you've insulted John Dramani Mahama. You've insulted Hudi Yahya. You've insulted Azoka and Co. You've insulted Martin Hamidu. You've insulted Alhaji Dusu Mama. You've made at the northern region the respect we all. Look, in the north, irrespective of your political colors, if you see the northerner, our mothers, they have to go on their knees and greet them. You have to also go on our knees to greet them. You lay down. If not, somebody outsider will whoop you. And that is how we look up to all of them. So Fifi quoted, that is why some of us are angry. It's that the disrespect they have around John Dramani Mahama, which is unacceptable. And I tell my brother John Dramani Mahama that he has to also sit up. If you don't pull the northerners around you, who will give you the protection, who will look after your interests, and have people, psychophants around you, who always say yes, sir. That is what you get. Somebody should have pulled Fifi Kote by the ear to the side and tell them, look, come here. You cannot say this. When you leave, it's us. When you leave, you've endangered our lives that we have to go to Wali Wali. We have to go to Nalerugu. They will sack us. Our members in that, you've disrespected their son. This man's father was part of the people that built this party. Look, when my father was in parliament, anytime they went on recess, Baumia's father, and others say Mumuni and co all. They will come around every member of parliament's house. They should tell me, they should call and say, it's a lie. Are you okay? Your father they've traveled. And make sure, Abudu, I'm talking about the Northern.
Yeah. He was chairman of Council of State.
And Northerners have built political parties, just as Hassan Ayarga, myself, have also built from, how's the name? Imurayana, Dumbu. And it has yielded results. Who knows, one day, where we've also built something, it will manifest and because our dream is to do 50-50 with the NDC or to take a certain percentage so that by 2032, the narratives will do what? Just as Obed Asamoah, Gusii and Co.
Just as Julius Malema has built it in South Africa gradually, and he's getting there.
Yes. So don't come and point fingers at somebody that we look up to.
Okay, I have to leave it here.
So in all, Fifi, they have
1 week.
They have 1 week. If the NDC don't dissociate themselves from him, if the NDC don't take a stand and tell we Northerners, our chiefs, on behalf of our opinion leaders, even those in the NDC, to tell us where they stand. And Fifi Kote also doesn't do the honorary, okay, by purging himself, apologizing sincerely, like the same energy that he had and spoke. Apologize to our leadership, apologize to our chiefs, and every Northerner in this country. I'm appealing to every Northerner, anybody who has a Northern background. Dr. Liman's demeanor is enough Look at how the demeanor to Dr. What's his name? John Dramani Mahama. Today, they are extending it to another brother that another door has opened that every Northerner can have like a yardstick. Some of us want to be president today because of what John Dramani Mahama did for this country when he got the opportunity and how he worked. And some of us want to also be president that the yardstick that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, a rising young man, today you can just take your phone and key in. You go to anywhere you want to go. People are feeding over that. Uber and co. Are you getting me? He has been creative. 24 hours anywhere you can call.
Okay, I need to end it. But Hassan Ayega has sent a message. I think he sent it before you spoke.
Yes.
He said, is Atubuga really telling us that there are only two Northerners? Well, that has been corrected. He said him and you, Hassan
Yes,
Ayega.
I mentioned, Big Brother, I mentioned your name.
You did,
and
you
today,
did.
that is why we are not taking it for granted.
Have to leave it here, by the way.
So in all,
thank you very much.
We are assuring Ghanaians.
We will bring you again after 1 week if there's no apology.
Yes.
Or if there's an apology.
No, you will see it.
Tell us what.
You will see how we mobilize Northerners. No
you.
political colors and against them.
Okay, viewers, thank you for staying with us for that long. It's always too long, sometimes. But it's a beneficial long. We are delighted that you are with us. Good evening to all of you. Have a very good night.